I know the Academy Award nominations don't come out until tomorrow, but can we just please give Roger Deakins the Oscar for Best Cinematography already? I mean, what's the point in waiting? Hey everyone, it's Nathan Orenstein from The No Show here to talk about Sam Mendes' 1917. 1917 stars George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman and is written by Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson Cairns. Right away, I do want to give a quick disclaimer for this review. This is going to be a shorter review because this is one of those films that I really think you should experience for yourself, and I don't want my opinion imposing on your own. That being said, feel free to close this video right now. I'm not going to go into any spoilers of any nature, but as I said, this is the type of film that I think everyone will have their own personal connection with. And now that you've been sufficiently warned, let's move on with the review. Getting right back into things, good lord, what a movie. You're going to hear this phrase tossed around quite a bit with this movie, but 1917 is genuinely a technical marvel. Sam Mendes made the incredibly bold decision to make not only a one-shot war movie, but a movie that's told in real time, and it somehow miraculously pays off. I mean, this is largely in thanks to cinematographer Roger Deakins and his godlike abilities behind the camera, and he deserves every ounce of praise he gets, and honestly, so does Sam Mendes. Going in, I knew this would at least be a cool movie. I'm not really a fan of most war movies, but when I heard this was going to be a one-shot film, I was immediately intrigued. And when I heard it was helmed by Sam Mendes, director of such films as American Beauty and Skyfall, I knew I had to see it. What I really did not expect was a movie that was going to give me one of the best film-going experiences I've ever had. I'll admit, I wasn't really sold after the first 20 minutes or so of 1917. The one-shot thing felt really gimmicky to me, and it didn't seem like it was going to have much of an effect on the overall telling of this story. But those concerns melted away as the film went on, and the stakes of the movie kind of start to present themselves. Corporals Schofield and Blake are tasked with relaying a message to a different British company, and this message essentially says that the Germans have set up a trap, and if they follow through with this attack, then over 1,000 British soldiers will be killed. The entire movie is us following our two protagonists as they make their way across the war-torn lands of France. This is definitely one of the most immersive films I've ever seen. And not to sound completely cliched, but you really do feel like you're there with these characters for the entire journey. This journey is long, perilous, and lonely, and you really are with them every step of the way. 1917 delivers some incredible set pieces and scenarios, but they never felt like they were exaggerated or Hollywood depictions of war. It's evident from the get-go that Sam Mendes had a very clear vision for this film to be a realistic depiction of World War I, and I'd like to believe he definitely succeeded. But there is one flaw that I believe prohibits 1917 from being considered an instant classic or even a masterpiece. While 1917 is absolutely jaw-dropping technically, its screenplay is admittedly quite average. The story can really be boiled down to this single sentence: two soldiers must get from point A to point B. And while yes, this is a simplification, it's really not that far off. On top of that, the little dialogue there is in this film just feels overly simple and, at the end of the day, inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Sam Mendes made the creative decision to use the war as a character itself, rather than to focus on an actual story. And I don't think this is an ill-advised decision, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's going to hold back 1917 from being really a classic film, kind of in the sense that Gravity was technically masterful, but I don't think people are really going to remember that movie in another 10 years. That being said, this is only my opinion, and at the end of the day, the distinction between an amazing film and a masterpiece is kind of arbitrary. 1917 really is an amazing film, and it's one that I think everyone should go see in theaters. I would be surprised if you could watch this movie without feeling any sort of emotion or tension or adrenaline, and that's really impressive considering how bare bones this story really is. 1917 is a film that begs to be watched, and I highly recommend that you do, whether you like war movies or not. And I'm going to be giving it a 9 out of 10. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and if you like the review, then feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have seen 1917 already, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be reviewing Just Mercy in just a few days, so click that bell to get notifications for whenever I post. I've been Nathan Orenstein with The No Show. Thanks for watching.